The Ratnagotra Sutra, also known as the Uttara Tantra Sastra, is like an ancient tale of hidden treasure, one that speaks to the heart of all beings trapped in the cycle of suffering. It is a revelation, a whisper of hope carried through the ages, telling us that beneath all our struggles, fears, and ignorance, there lies something truly magnificent, the radiant essence of the Buddha, the Tathagatagarbha, or Buddha nature. The Forgotten Treasure, a story of Buddha nature. Imagine a vast kingdom where people have lived for generations in poverty and hardship, believing themselves to be ordinary, powerless, and unworthy of anything greater. But unknown to them, hidden beneath their very feet, lies a chamber filled with dazzling jewels, golden crowns, and sacred relics, a treasure so vast that it could free them from all suffering. Yet because they do not know of its existence, they continue to live in sorrow. This, the Ratnagotra Vibhaga tells us, is the story of all sentient beings. Each of us carries within ourselves an immeasurable wealth, our Buddha nature, but we remain blind to it, mistaking ourselves for something small and insignificant. We suffer, not because we are inherently flawed, but because our true nature is obscured, much like a priceless diamond buried in mud. The sutra reminds us that our nature is not something to be created or earned. It is already there. Just as clouds may temporarily hide the sun without ever diminishing its light, our ignorance and delusions may conceal our Buddha nature, but they cannot destroy it. The moment the clouds part, the sun shines forth in its full brilliance. Likewise, the moment we remove our illusions, the Buddha within us is revealed. Unveiling the jewel. How Buddha nature is realized. The sutra does not merely tell us that we possess this treasure, it also guides us on how to uncover it. The journey begins with recognizing three fundamental qualities of Buddha nature: Dharmata, or ultimate reality. Buddha nature is the unchanging truth, beyond birth and death, beyond all concepts. It is like a vast, boundless sky that remains untouched no matter how many storms pass through it. Tathata, or suchness. It is the pure, luminous essence of all beings, the ever-present potential for awakening. No matter how lost or deluded one may be, this essence remains unstained, like pure gold, which remains gold even if it is covered in dirt. Gotra, or spiritual lineage. Every being has the potential to awaken, just as a seed has the potential to grow into a mighty tree. This seed of enlightenment may be hidden, but it is always present. These qualities are not only found in enlightened beings, but in all sentient creatures. Even the most deluded or the most sinful individual carries this same divine potential. The difference between an ordinary being and a Buddha is not the presence or absence of this nature, but whether it has been realized or remains obscured. The methods of awakening. Clearing the dust from the mirror. The Ratnagotra Vibhaga explains that the reason we do not recognize our Buddha nature is because of layers of afflictions, desires, hatred, ignorance, and fear that act like dust covering a mirror. Just as a mirror does not lose its ability to reflect, our true nature does not disappear, it is merely hidden. To wipe away this dust, we must engage in the practices taught by the Buddha. Generosity, or dana, is the practice of giving without attachment. By sharing what we have, whether material possessions, time, or kindness, we loosen the grip of selfishness and cultivate an open heart. This selfless act not only benefits others, but also frees us from clinging to desires, making space for true spiritual growth. Ethical conduct, or sila, is the foundation of a pure and disciplined life. Living with integrity removes the impurities that distort our perception of reality. When our actions are guided by honesty, kindness, and respect for all beings, we create harmony within ourselves and in the world around us. Patience, or ksanti, is the ability to endure difficulties without anger or resentment. Challenges and hardships are inevitable in life, but responding with patience allows wisdom to flourish. Like a deep and steady river that flows around obstacles without being disturbed, a patient mind remains calm even in the face of adversity. Effort, or virya, is the diligent perseverance required on the path to awakening. Without sustained effort, we risk falling back into ignorance and old habits. Just as a fire must be continuously fed to keep burning, our commitment to practice must be renewed daily to ensure progress on the spiritual journey. Meditation, or dhyana, is the practice of deep contemplation that stills the mind. In meditation, distractions and illusions fade away, allowing us to see reality as it truly is. A quiet mind, like a clear lake, reflects the truth without distortion, leading to deeper insight and inner peace. Wisdom, or prajna, is the ultimate realization that all things are empty of inherent selfhood, yet luminous and interconnected. It is the deep understanding that transcends ordinary knowledge, revealing the true nature of existence. With wisdom, we see beyond illusion and recognize the boundless compassion and clarity that have always been within us. These practices do not create Buddha nature. Rather, they remove what conceals it, just as polishing a mirror reveals its natural clarity. The sutra reassures us that no matter how thick the dust may be, the mirror remains unbroken beneath it. Even if one has wandered in darkness for countless lifetimes, the light of enlightenment is never far away. The Great Awakening. Becoming what we have always been. The Ratnagotra presents a radical and inspiring vision of enlightenment, not as something distant, reserved only for rare saints, but as the fundamental reality of all beings. The Buddha is not different from us in essence. The only difference is that he has fully realized what we have yet to recognize. Just as a prisoner, upon finding the key to his chains, is instantly free, the moment we recognize our true nature, we awaken. This realization does not happen overnight, but it is inevitable. Just as an acorn, given the right conditions, will one day become a mighty oak tree, every being will, in time, become a Buddha. The path is one of patience and effort, but the outcome is certain. A message of hope, the eternal light within. The Ratnagotra is ultimately a message of hope and encouragement. It tells us that no matter how lost we feel, no matter how deep our suffering, the potential for awakening is always present within us. The journey to Buddhahood is not about becoming something new, but about uncovering what has always been there. It is a reminder that, like the people in the kingdom who unknowingly lived above a hidden treasure, we are already in possession of the greatest wealth. The only task before us is to remove the illusions that prevent us from seeing it. When that day comes, we will realize that we were never truly lost. We were Buddhas all along.